This is ABC22 News at 7.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Matt Laufer. Lauren is off tonight. Let's take a look at the top 7 stories making headlines tonight. A Plattsburgh woman is in the hospital after she was shot by a New York State trooper. It happened yesterday morning around 10:34. Troopers were looking for 46-year-old Jessica Chase, who was reported missing. Troopers say they found her in her car near the trailhead for the Loon Lake Mountain Trail. They say Chase had a gun and then tried to drive her vehicle at troopers. That's when they opened fire. Chase went to UVM Medical Center, where she is listed as stable. A man in Newport Town, Vermont was found dead after a fight on Christmas night. It happened on Lawson Road. The person killed is 58 years old. Their name has not yet been released. Another person went to the hospital and was treated for non-life-threatening injuries. Police say the two people know each other and that this is an isolated incident. At this point, no one is charged and no one is in custody. The water is back on in South Burlington and surrounding communities tonight. The Champlain Water District says a main break on Christmas night knocked out service to a number of locations. Crews worked overnight and restored service early this morning. The Water District says some customers may have cloudy water initially. If that's the case, just run the cold water for 30 seconds to clear things up. Turning overseas, word tonight that Israel is expanding its campaign in Gaza. Israel says the ground campaign is moving into urban refugee camps in central Gaza. It follows Israeli airstrikes on the communities and orders for the people there to evacuate. The U.S. launched airstrikes last night in Iraq, targeting Iranian-backed militants. The strikes hit 3 sites used by the group Hezbollah brigades. These strikes followed attacks on American and coalition forces in the region, including a Christmas Day attack. U.S. Central Command says there were no signs that the U.S.'s retaliatory strikes impacted civilians. Respiratory illnesses are on the rise in parts of the country. The CDC is monitoring very high levels of illnesses in at least 9 states, mostly in the South. Another dozen states are facing high levels of the illness. There's been a 200% increase in the flu, 60% increase in RSV cases. Also, COVID cases are rising due to a new subvariant of Omicron. And there was no Christmas night winner of a large Powerball jackpot. $638 million was on the line last night. The next drawing is tomorrow. It's worth an estimated $685 million. It's the 4th time this year that the Powerball has been worth more than $500 million. There was one slightly smaller winner in New Hampshire. A $1 million ticket was sold at a convenience store in Nashua. By this time next week, it will be lights out for some fluorescent bulbs in Vermont. We're talking specifically about the 4-foot-long tube-style bulbs often found in supermarkets, office buildings, and classrooms. As of January 1st, they will no longer be sold in the state of Vermont. That's thanks to a law that was passed last year. The goal is to reduce mercury hazards and boost energy efficiency. LED versions of the lights are now readily available. They do not contain mercury, they last longer, and use far less energy. Vermont was the first state to adopt a law phasing out linear fluorescence. We turn now to the holiday travel rush. Millions of Americans returning home or heading to their New Year's destinations are also dealing with dangerous weather. So far, it seems things are pretty smooth, but for parts of the plains, it's a tough battle. ABC's Renee Roy has the latest.
Heavy snow pummeling parts of America's heartland. Authorities shutting down a portion of this highway near Elizabeth, Colorado, the area under a blizzard warning until Wednesday morning. And from Denver to the Kansas border, I-70 eastbound closed for a time, drivers being diverted off the interstate. People trying to navigate the slick, snow-covered roads. Similar scenes in Nebraska where drivers have been facing whiteout conditions. Parts of I-80 closed after a big pileup. The dangerous weather right in the middle of the holiday travel rush. The same system now heading east. Many are already dealing with dense fog in New York and Boston. Haunting morning fog also delaying some passengers in Manchester, New Hampshire.
And I got another text on the way to the airport. My flight on December 26th from Manchester now departs at 11:07, but now I think it's actually delayed even more.
Meanwhile, in Atlanta, some passengers tell us they waited over an hour and a half in the security line.
So I think we're going to wait probably twice as long as our flight. Our flight is 2 hours, but we're already an hour and a half in.
This is how long we've been standing in line.
We're still in the overflow area.
Yeah.
But overall, things have been pretty smooth so far, delays and cancellations limited. And this holiday travel season keeps breaking records. The TSA says on Friday alone, it screened 2.7 million passengers. Rena Broy, ABC News, New York.
When we come back, a look back at some of the stories we've enjoyed this past year, including the day the cat show came to the Champlain Valley. A look behind the scenes next.
And temperatures reached all the way up to 50 degrees here in Burlington today. We'll have an update on what those temperatures look like throughout the next couple of days coming up here on ABC22.
Local news that matters on ABC22 News.
Taylor Swift got into the Christmas spirit yesterday when she was seen sharing a golf cart with Santa Claus. Swift was in Kansas City to watch her boyfriend Travis Kelce and the Chiefs take on the Las Vegas Raiders. She donned a Santa cap with Kelce's number and was seen ringing a bell. All the holiday spirit didn't do the Chiefs any good, though, as they lost at home 20-14. All this week, we're looking at some of our favorite stories of the past year. Each of our reporters made their selections. Just about a year ago, ABC22's Sam Israel introduced us to the wonderful world of cat shows, despite being allergic to cats.
It was all smiles and positive vibes at the annual Cat Fanciers competition.
Do you want to say hi? Want to say hi to everybody? Want to say hi? Okay.
Well, for the most part.
I guess that was his hi.
The DoubleTree in Burlington was full of formidable competitors.
We have the kitten category for kittens from 4 to 8 months. Then we have the championship category, which is for what we call adult cats, 8 months and older. We also have the premiership category, which is for all spayed and neutered cats. And then we have the domestic short hairs.
He's competing in the premiership because he's neutered.
Lori owns 9 cats in total.
I would have to say I'm a cat person. It's amazing to know how many different cat breeds there are. It is really cool.
And the competition certainly had its fair share of different breeds, from British Shorthairs, Abyssinians, to Persians.
Buddy is a Japanese bobtail and has to be 200 more cats to become a grand champion.
It's an ancient breed, and they've been in this country since maybe the 1960s. They're so intelligent, they're so interactive, they walk on leashes, they learn to retrieve, and they're very low or almost relatively non-shedding, which is nice for people that have allergies.
I have a little allergies. Even for those who are highly allergic, some cats you just can't resist.
We have exhibitors and cats from all over the U.S. and even a couple of exhibitors from Europe.
Including cats from France and Switzerland. Linda and her husband made the trek from Colorado, but they say flying to the cat competition in the Green Mountain State was a no-brainer.
Best part is the people, and then we eat at great restaurants, and the fun of going to places you wouldn't go to. I mean, we wouldn't come to Burlington, Vermont for any reason, but we're here and find out what a lovely town it is.
Some of the cats that win here may go on to become national winners in the Cat Fanciers Association. Reporting in Burlington, Sam Israel, ABC22 News.
We'll be bringing back more of our favorite stories all week, and be sure to tune in this coming Sunday for a 2023 Year in Review. We'll take a look back at the stories that made news in our area over the past year, from the flooding to the issues at the State House, plus some of the stories that made us smile. And we'll look ahead to 2024. That's this Sunday night, New Year's Eve at 10 p.m. on ABC22 and Fox 44. Patrick?
And those rain showers continue to make their way into our region as we go on into tonight, impacting for the next couple of days. We'll have more on that coming up after the break.
Local news that matters on ABC22 News. Now, your Sky Tracker forecast.
Welcome back, folks. I'm Sky Tracker meteorologist Patrick Osborne taking a look outside. You can see rain is underway across the region, some slippier roads out there. So make sure if you're out on the roads in the next couple of hours, even into tomorrow, you want to make sure that those speeds are reduced, and the chance of fog across the region is also quite high right now. So take it easy out on the roads out there, and as we go on later into the evening, you can see these showers really start to make their way into our region, pretty much blanketing the state by the time we get to midnight going into tomorrow morning. And the showers continue to make their way into the region, again leaving us with showers throughout the day tomorrow, and then again as we go on later into Wednesday night into Thursday, maybe letting up a little bit, but overall staying pretty consistent throughout the day going into Thursday. We'll wake up Thursday seeing mostly cloudy skies in northern Vermont, that rain in southern Vermont before it starts to creep up into northern Vermont as we go on throughout the day. And then we see those mountain showers, chance for some mixed precipitation or snow showers starting to make it take effect as we go on Thursday night into Friday. And then we'll be seeing some snow as we go on into Friday night. Now, wind speeds across the region will be in the upper single digits and lower teens across the Champlain Valley as we go on into tomorrow. and you can see really heavier wind speeds along the St. Lawrence River Valley as we go on into Thursday. But overall, the state's seeing some calmer wind speeds the next couple of days. Now, again, looking at tonight, you can see those clouds have pretty much made their way into all of Vermont. Only the Northeast Kingdom seeing a little bit of sun, or not sunshine, but seeing clearer skies outside right now as we go on into the later evening hours. Again, you can see that rainfall does make its way into the region continuously as we go on into the later evening hours, and then overall some lighter accumulation throughout the night as we go on into tomorrow morning. But again, we'll wake up to some lighter showers tomorrow morning with the temperatures across the board in the upper 30s and lower 40s, 40 in Burlington. As we go on into Wednesday morning, you can see those showers do intensify throughout the day, and they'll continue on as we go on into those later evening hours, especially for northern areas of Vermont, New York, as well as New Hampshire, and they continue to make their way through the region. I feel like I'm continuously saying that they will continue as we go on into Thursday. Now, those high temperatures for Wednesday are in the 40s across the board, 45 here in Burlington, and then again, the showers impact us again for Thursday. Mostly southern Vermont for Thursday, so they'll be, again, a little bit lighter, and as you can see a little bit later on into the evening, Thursday evening, those showers transition over to sleet, mixed precipitation, as well as a couple snow showers in higher elevation areas. Now, low temperatures for Thursday morning are in the upper 30s and lower 40s across the board. And then those high temperatures for Thursday, again, increasing up a couple degrees into the mid to upper 40s. Now, rain accumulation totals, you can see anywhere quarter an inch or so as we go on into tomorrow morning, especially for northern Vermont. They do increase as we go on throughout Wednesday, and we'll be seeing just about half an inch to an inch across the entire state as we go on into Thursday. So we're not seeing anything too much like we did a weekend or two ago with all that flooding, which is, nice to say. And as we take a look at the rest of the week, you can see those temperatures do drop down quite significantly Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Anyway, if you missed any details on the forecast or want a full recap, go to mychamplainvalley.com.
So kind of wet and warm, but not necessarily bad if you want to hit the slopes.
I mean, I wouldn't recommend skiing currently just because it's pretty rainy out there. You'll get very soaked. But as we go on into the later week, Saturday, we'll start to see those snow showers. And again, those slopes will be looking a little bit better.
Sounds good. We appreciate it. And we will be right back.
Local news that matters on ABC22 News.
From extreme weather to mass shootings to war in the Middle East, it was a year of major headlines in 2023. ABC22's Morgan Norwood looks back at the stories we were watching in the past year.
2023 started as a year of extreme weather, from a massive blizzard in California,
crazy snow everywhere, accidents everywhere,
to deadly tornado outbreaks across the Midwest and South. The town of Rolling Fork, Mississippi, leveled.
What you doing with the devastation? What you doing, homie?
The the effects of climate change baking the country and the planet. According to the United Nations top climate scientists, 2023 is set to be the hottest year on record.
Lahaina is on fire.
In Maui, vicious wildfires killed at least 100 people and incinerated more than 3,200 acres, including hundreds of homes.
It's like a bomb went off.
And when it comes to gun violence, 2023 saw an alarming number of mass shootings this past year, among the worst ever in the U.S., including in Monterey Park, Nashville, Jacksonville, and Lewiston, Maine, where gunmen stormed inside a bowling alley and bar, killing 18 people.
It was just such a heartbreaking thing. That just doesn't make sense. It really doesn't.
2023 was a year of legal trouble for former President Donald Trump. He spent much of the year fighting criminal and civil allegations in court. First, the Stormy Daniels case, Trump becoming the first former president to ever be indicted.
I never thought anything like this could happen in America.
Trump will be indicted 3 more times, including on federal charges accusing him of mishandling classified documents, some of which allegedly contain national defense secrets.
I had every right to have these documents.
Trump is also charged with federal election interference in his alleged role in the January 6th insurrection and on state charges for allegedly trying to overturn the results of Georgia's 2020 election. The Supreme Court took center stage with major decisions. The biggest, overturning affirmative action and ruling against President Biden's historic student loan forgiveness program. Immigration, also a major flashpoint. More than 2 million migrants apprehended for illegally crossing the southern border. Tens of thousands of them bused to northern cities, stressing local government resources and creating humanitarian crises.
I cannot overstate the strain on our personnel and our facilities.
Meanwhile, a major humanitarian crisis unfolded in the Middle East. Hamas slaughtered 1,200 people in Israel and took 240 hostage during the October 7th terror attacks, according to Israeli officials.
They just shot them, slaughtered them like ducks.
Israel attacked Hamas with relentless airstrikes and a ground offensive in Gaza. The Hamas-led health ministry says more than 20,000 Palestinians have been killed, including thousands of women and children. After intense negotiations, Hamas released dozens of those hostages during a 7-day ceasefire in exchange for humanitarian aid and the release of more than 100 Palestinian prisoners. Meanwhile, Russia's war on Ukraine raged on, both sides making inroads, but a top Ukrainian general saying the conflict appears to have reached a stalemate, though Ukraine's President Zelensky rejects that analysis. The U.S. economy appearing to have avoided a recession despite being shaken by a series of labor strikes. The entertainment industry impacted, with the Writers Guild of America and the Hollywood Actors Guild walking off the job. America's United Auto Workers Union also taking to the streets, striking against the 3 top U.S. automakers, GM, Ford, and Stellantis, all at once for the first time.
I think people are beginning to understand that we all need to make a fair wage.
All 3 unions eventually reaching deals, ending the strikes. In June, a tragic end to a days-long search mission after a submersible carrying a team of researchers exploring the wreckage of the Titanic imploded, killing all aboard, including the CEO of the submersible company. And even though 2023 saw its fair share of tragedies, there have also been accomplishments. NASA's OSIRIS-REx became the first U.S. spacecraft to collect a sample from an asteroid and return it to Earth. The asteroid Bennu is believed to be 4.5 billion years old, and the research is intended to provide information about the early solar system and how life began. Morgan Norwood, New York.
Local news that matters on ABC22 News. Local news that matters on ABC 22 News.
And Patrick is joining us with a final look at the weather in a freakishly warm 7-day forecast.
Yeah, I feel like we can't get rid of these warmer temperatures, which is really impacting the slopes and a lot of winter fun that a lot of people like to have. I mean, look at that, 45 for the high tomorrow. I know we reached up around 50 today, 43 on Thursday. It's still 40s on Friday. So we have a couple warm days the next couple of days, but we do see that decrease back down into more seasonable temperatures in the lower 30s as we go on into the weekend and the start of your work week next week. So at least we'll be able to hit the slopes. Ski places will be able to make more snow as well. So I'm really excited about that. I am really frustrated with all this warm weather. So, you know, really looking forward to those colder temperatures and the possibility of more snow showers.
Speak for yourself. I prefer the warm weather. Thanks for joining us tonight. We will be back here at 11.